Hi, Danny Hester here, Mr. Olympia 2016 Classic Physique. I'm here at the Mecca. We're actually in the posing room, which a lot of great physiques have been in here, a lot of history. So we're here to talk about what it takes, in my opinion, what it takes to make a really unique classic physique. Like back in the old days with the symmetry, the small waist, the nice lines, the muscle belly, the fullness on certain areas. So, a lot of people say, is it genetics? Is it the way you train? I think it's a little bit of both. I've seen some really good physiques, really symmetrical, start out that way, and they actually end up kind of getting out of the classic physique, doing certain exercises, making them blocky, things like that. So we'll go over those things and stay tuned. So the incline hammer is one of my favorites. I believe, the upper chest, everybody lacks compared to the lower chest and even the middle chest. They say it's one muscle, but whatever. I definitely know over time that I don't really have to focus as much on my lower or mid chest. I just focus more on my upper and everything comes into play. It really does make a difference. So in the exercises for the shoulders, I like a compound movement. I really like the upright rows, not having the grip too close because I don't want to work too much of my traps. I want to hit the outer delt, I want to hit the caps. So I try to get a medium to wide if possible, as long as it doesn't hurt your wrist, and just do the upright rows, get a little burnout on that, and then go straight into the presses. And the presses really work just the overall shoulders, and some people feel that that helps a little bit of the tie-in for the front of the shoulders and a little bit of the upper chest too. So I think it's a really good movement just for the overall upper body. When they announced the Classic Physique and they were actually going to have a pro division and it was going to be a qualifier for the Olympia, I was so pleased. I turned pro at the Nationals as a middleweight, and I think for me, not too much more weight after that at my height was perfect. If I think adding a little bit too much, would just ruin my symmetry. You have to have a certain ratio of balanced shoulders, waist, sweep on the quad, hamstring, lower lat tie-in, and so my training really consisted of just fine-tuning and not really trying to putting on more size. Size-wise, I was already there. I stayed pretty much lean all year, so it's really easy for me to keep an eye on exactly where my improvements are and just hone everything in is very important. So I think with the Classic Physique is a lot healthier, and you don't have to focus on as heavy weights. And it's going to be a lot safer for your joints, and you're going to have a lot more longevity in the sport. Yeah, so the bicep curls, I have a little issue sometimes with the tendonitis, right there by my elbow and the bicep tie-in. So a lot of times I like doing what they call the drag curls, and really it takes a lot of the stress off of that area right there. It doesn't directly, put the stress in there, and it really gives you a good pump. It gets the blood right in there. So it's almost like a little cheat curl, but you'd be surprised. You do enough of them, they could really get that blood in there. I show a lot of people this movement that have never done it before. They do the traditional don't cheat type of movement, and they get a lot more out of it. So it's a really good exercise to incorporate with your bicep exercise. Yeah, so in the Classic Physique division, the criteria is just the symmetry, conditioning, and of course the posing. And the posing is very important. It's really going to show off your symmetry and your conditioning. And the thing about the heavy training, certain movements is gonna, I feel they make you blocky. You know, genetically, if you have a small waist, okay, you have a small waist, but you can actually make it a little thicker. I've noticed over time, trying to put on the size, my waist was getting bigger. So now I started putting on the belt, you know, trying to do less deadlifts, at least heavy deadlifts. I do light ones, but that's just more to warm up my lower back, just for, you know, my glute and ham tie-in exercises. Focus more on my hamstrings. I don't do a lot of heavy bench press. I just seen so many of my homies from over the years just really tear their pecs. You know, I'll do a lot of medium weight dumbbells, you know, Smith machine if I'm gonna do some type of bar and it'd be incline, and you know, just really concentrate on things that aren't gonna get you hurt, number one, and keeps you really balanced and symmetrical. So as far as deadlifts and a lot of power movements, you just got to make sure that you have the stability, you know, and not go heavy, so you're not having your core really do a lot of the work, because, you know, they don't care how strong your core is when you're on stage. You want to look good. So, you know, the thing that I avoid are the deadlifts mainly. I avoid doing heavy abs, you know, just do a lot of twisting and leg lifts. So it's very important to really focus on honing in just the areas like the, you know, shoulders and stuff like that. Sweep on the quad, so you can do a lot more extensions and just go medium weight and a lot of high reps. Really burn it out. Get that blood in there.